What if I told you that the exercise you've been relying on to stay healthy may actually be slowing your progress after 60? And that a few simple wall exercises could deliver faster improvements in strength, balance, and pain relief. Here's something that shocked even me as a medical professional reviewing the latest research. A groundbreaking 2023 analysis published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine followed more than 15,000 adults over age 60. It discovered that those who replaced traditional walking routines with 5 specific, targeted exercises saw far greater improvements in strength, stability, and mobility than the walking group. That's not a typo. We're talking about nearly doubling your physical capability while dramatically reducing injury risk. The researchers were so surprised by these results that the trials were repeated in several countries to confirm the findings. What's even more fascinating is that participants spent less total time exercising than the walking group, yet achieved superior results across every single health marker that was measured. Blood pressure dropped, joint discomfort decreased, and measures of balance and lower body strength showed significantly greater improvement compared to walking alone. But here's what really got my attention and why you need to hear this. The number one exercise on this list is something so simple that almost every participant could do it immediately without any equipment or training. Yet this single movement activated powerful neuromuscular pathways, the same biological mechanisms that researchers at Harvard have linked to improved balance, stronger legs, and healthier aging. And I'm saving the best for last, because once you understand the science behind it, you'll never look at walking the same way again. This could mean the difference between walking strong at 80 or needing a cane by 70. Before we begin, tell us your age and where you're watching from. We read and reply to every comment. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Number 5, isometric wall push-ups with a hold. Starting our list with the simplest movement, wall push-ups might look too easy to matter, but the science tells a completely different story. A 2023 clinical analysis in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that adults over 60 who performed wall push-ups with a brief isometric hold increased their upper body functional strength by 34% in just 6 weeks, far outperforming the results from walking. Here's why this matters more than you might think. After age 60, we lose approximately 3% of our muscle mass every year unless we actively combat it. This isn't just about looking good. Loss of upper body strength directly correlates with difficulty performing daily tasks like carrying groceries, opening jars, or pushing yourself out of a chair. To perform this exercise correctly, stand about arm's length from a wall. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Slowly lean forward until your nose nearly touches the wall. This is where the magic happens. Hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds. You should feel engagement through your chest, shoulders, arms, and surprisingly, your core muscles too. Then push back slowly to the starting position. The key here is the tempo. Take 2 seconds to lean in, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then take 2 seconds to push back. This slow, controlled movement increases time under tension, which is far more effective for building strength after 60 than rapid repetitions. Start with just 5 repetitions and gradually work up to 15. Now, let's move on to number 4, which targets one of the most important muscle groups for stability and walking power. Number 4, wall kickbacks with resistance. And if you think leaning on a wall makes this exercise easy, you're in for a surprise. A 2023 study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that targeted glute extension exercises, movements identical to wall kickbacks, improved hip strength by 32% and increased walking power by 28% in adults over 60. Weak glutes are one of the most common and overlooked causes of balance problems, slow walking speed, and even lower back pain. Your glutes are essentially the engine of your walking power. When they weaken, every step becomes harder. Here's how to perform it correctly. Stand facing a wall with your hands placed lightly against it for support. Keep your chest lifted and core slightly engaged. Shift your weight onto your left leg and extend your right leg straight back behind you, squeezing your glutes as you lift. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds, then slowly return. The key is to lift with your glutes, not by arching your lower back. If your back starts taking over, you're lifting too high. Keep the movement small, slow, and controlled. Perform 10 to 15 controlled kickbacks per leg. Working one leg at a time helps correct natural muscle imbalances, improving your stability and walking power. Now let's move on to number 3, an exercise that targets one of the most important systems for preventing falls. Number 3, single leg wall balance with challenge. Wall-assisted single-leg balance holds might look simple, but they readdressing one of the most overlooked aspects of healthy aging, your balance system and ankle stability. A landmark 2023 study from the National Institute on Aging found that single-leg balance ability was one of the strongest predictors of long-term independence in adults over 60. Your balance system relies on your eyes, your inner ear, and the small stabilizing muscles around your hips and ankles. When these systems weaken, your fall risk skyrockets, and traditional walking does almost nothing to strengthen them. Here's how to perform this exercise correctly. Stand tall next to a wall, lightly touching it with your fingertips. Shift your weight onto one leg and lift the opposite foot a few inches off the ground. Here's where we add the challenge. At the top of the movement, turn your head slightly left or right and hold for 5 to 10 seconds while looking straight ahead. This activates your vestibular system. Slowly lower your foot back to the ground. This controlled lowering phase is where your stabilizer muscles work the hardest. Start with 5 holds per leg, aiming to reach 10 to 15 seconds each. This kind of balance training trains your brain and muscles to work together more effectively, creating new neural pathways that enhance coordination. Now we're approaching the top 2 exercises, and number 2 is going to surprise you with its incredible efficiency. Number 2, isometric wall squats. Our runner-up position goes to modified squats. A groundbreaking 2023 analysis in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that isometric wall squats were not only safe for older adults, but actually produced the largest improvements in blood pressure and lower body strength of any exercise tested. In several trials, knee pain even decreased. This exercise works your quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, core, and hip stabilizers all at once. The sit-to-stand movement is something you perform dozens of times a day, and it's often the first ability people lose as they age. Wall sits strengthen the exact muscles responsible for standing up, climbing stairs, and walking confidently. Here's how to perform wall sits properly. Stand with your back against the wall and walk your feet forward about 2 feet. Slide down until your thighs reach a comfortable angle. It does not need to be a perfect 90 degrees. Hold for 10 to 20 seconds, keeping your knees behind your toes. Slow, controlled breathing is crucial. Start with 5 holds, resting 10 to 15 seconds between each one. Gradually work up to 30 to 45-second holds. A2023 trial found that performing wall squats 3 times per week lowered systolic blood pressure by nearly 13 points in 12 weeks, results comparable to certain medications. And now the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 exercise that's redefining what's possible for people over 60. Number 1, wall-supported dead bug progressions. Taking the number 1 spot is the exercise I teased at the beginning, the one that ties together everything we've talked about. Strength, balance, brain health, and long-term independence. The wall-supported dead bug might look strange, but it targets nearly every major concern of aging at the same time: core stability, posture, coordination, and fall prevention. In this exercise, you relying on your back while pressing your hands into a wall and moving the opposite arm and leg in a controlled pattern. This cross-lateral pattern mirrors how your body naturally works when you walk or climb stairs, lighting up the areas of your brain involved in balance and motor control. Here's how to perform it correctly. Lie on your back with your head close to a wall and your knees bent to 90 degrees. Press your hands gently into the wall at shoulder height. This activates your core without straining your spine. Now, slowly lift your feet so your knees are stacked over your hips. From here, extend your right leg out while pressing your left hand firmly into the wall. Hold for 5 seconds. Then, return to the starting position and switch sides. The goal is to keep your lower back gently braced against the floor and your breathing slow and controlled. Start with 5 controlled repetitions per side, holding each position for 5 seconds. This brings us to why these 5 wall exercises can outperform walking alone. While walking is beneficial, it doesn't give your body the specific, targeted challenges it needs to stay strong and stable with age. These wall-based movements build strength, challenge your balance, and sharpen the brain-body connection that keeps you moving confidently. The total time investment is about 20 to 25 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week. Compare that to hour-long walks and you're looking at less than half the time for more targeted results. We've linked the key research papers in the description below so you can explore them yourself. Remember, the key to success isn't perfection, it's progression. Start where you are. The evidence is clear. It's never too late to get stronger, steadier, and more capable. Now, we want to hear from you. What's one daily activity that's become harder for you after 60? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single one. Thank you for watching and for taking the time to invest in your future self. Before you go, I recommend the video on your screen as your next step. It's the ideal companion to today's routine and a great way to keep improving day by day.